All right, guys, Shotty T here. We got another video. I've been meaning to do this video for the past couple of weeks, but I couldn't do it because of the whole internal warfare in 249. So, as you guys recall, I did like an updated versus series, and I wanted to include today, even though today is technically not a versus day. Of course, we're preparing for our next opponent, which is going to be this alliance, and we have some history. At least I have some history. My previous alliance has with this alliance back in season 1, so it's going to be some stiff competition for sure. But so obviously every day is going to matter. What's surprising though is that they lost last week to an alliance I didn't expect they would lose to. They lost to this alliance, which has that type of power and that gift rating, but they had that, so I don't know. But we'll see. We will see how things play out this week, so we're not taking any chances, and we want to maximize points, and that's the reason why we're doing this video today. So as you recall in my series way back when, as far as day 1 versus scoring, some of the criteria, of course, you have your battle data, combat data, the drone parts, using EXP, which that's like an emergency purposes. You don't want to use EXP in day 1. But then of course those chests for the drone, the skill chips, which I will be opening, and then there will be a store that will reopen tonight that'll be able to allow me to get more of these chests from the store. But the other thing is for every bit of food and coins gathered, you get the same amount of points for every 100 coins. You get the same amount of points for every 100 food gathered, for every 100 food iron gathered, and for every 60 coins gathered. Because when you go out there and looking at the farms, for example, they're all at the same ratio of that 10, 10, 6. So a level 7 farm is 288. A level 7 iron mine is also 288, but a level 7 gold mine is 172.8. So again, it goes to that same ratio of 6, 10, 10. It's just math. So for that reason, some people thought, well, I can get more points just by gathering more coins than the other stuff. That's not true. Because of how these mines are set up, they're proportionately set the same way. So really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which one you farm, just farm it beforehand. Anytime that you're off the game, make sure you're farming. And of course, we talked about that in the day 1 video. But today, there is prep for day 1 that matters. The first thing is radar tasks. You don't want to use your radar tasks. Save those for when day 1 starts. Because that's free points. I think radar tasks are like 10,000 or 50,000 points. So if I were to recover these radar tasks now, I'm losing out on a lot of day 1 points. Now, there is some merit to opening some radar tasks for the first 6 if you have those extra boxes for more stamina. But after that, you want to save the rest of them for day 1 and let me take advantage of this first lady buff that I applied for. All right, let me go ahead and what building I said I was going to upgrade. I think I said I'm going to keep upgrading this because I have a feeling I'm going to need this for, you know what? I'm just going to go down the line with the rest of these because ore is important too. So we're just going to go down the line to upgrade all of those. Okay, because I got the rest of them. As you can see, I'm already preparing for day 2 with all these boxes that I haven't opened yet. So again, this is all about prep if you watch those prior videos. So the first prep, save the radars. The second one is start farming as far back as you can. And the key is to farm stuff that is set to hatch at or after reset. When I first did this series, it used to be to where you have to wait till 5 minutes after reset for something to hatch. But I think the game updated it several months back to where you can start accumulating versus scoring the minute reset hits. So all of these farm plots I have, let's look at these for example. This is set to be gathered by exactly at reset. These two, because I did these first since these were level 10s, And then I think I gathered this one next. So this will be set to hatch like 25 minutes after reset. So I'll wait for that to finish. And then this is also set to hatch 2 minutes after reset, but that's a level 9 because because this group right here gathers at the slowest amount of speed. So I had to resort to a 9 for this to try to maximize points right before reset. And I can free up that squad to do other things along with the first and the fourth squad. So what your idea is to try to farm back as far as possible. Ideally all 10. So if I would have did this more optimal, I would have started forming this squad with a level 10 of like about an hour before these, because this is the slowest gathering squad. But as long as you're getting 8s to 10s in that range, you should be fine. That means your points that you'll accumulate before day one starts is around 800,000 ish to 1 million. And that's huge because, yeah, for one person, that doesn't seem like a big number. But if you project that across especially if you have an active alliance of, even if it's an 80% participation, let's say 80 people do all of this. Now you start seeing those numbers make a big difference. So 80 people, let's say 80 people get 800,000 points head start once day one starts. Guess what? That's 64 million points already. So let alone 100 people, that's 80 million head start. Don't forget about the radar test. So it is huge to farm ahead of time before day one starts. But I didn't have the luxury of doing so the past month because you had to pay the alliance, the Korean alliance, that anytime they saw one of our people farming, they would purposely attack the farm and take us off the plot. So that way we wouldn't even have an opportunity to accumulate points before day one. So the critical thing during this period of time is that you don't want to be running any rallies. You don't want to be running any treasure digs, because once you take your people off the farm, you don't get the full benefit of the harvest at the end. You don't get half credit for taking them off and then putting them back on. Like once you take them off and put them back on, it starts them back over at 0 for the purpose of day one. So you want to start back as far as possible and do not rally or do anything that you do not do anything up until that starts. So if you want to get your stamina out the way, but do that before you start farming. So that's what you need to do there. So yeah, so that's how you maximize, because the day one scoring, you get 1 point for winning day one. And that 1 point is a huge swing that can determine whether you win or lose. Because again, you saw this alliance lose 7-6, and the reason why they lost 7-6 is because they lost day one. Because that's the only odd number day of scoring. You get 2 points for day 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you get 4 points for day 6. So that day one scoring makes a difference, winning or losing, and you can see that transpired in the matchup below that. So yeah, so it's huge, guys, and of course we didn't have a chance the week that we just played. So, but this matchup, based off what this alliance did last week, we should be in good shape to win this week. So, but either way, it's still good habits to have regardless, because you want to maximize your individual scoring so you can maximize those boxes, but you want to maximize your team scoring to have a chance for greater success, to not only stay within the current lead that you're in, but sometimes promote to that next level. So that'll do it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification.